Extremely tense, Russia rattled as oil plummets to 52 over Trump tariffs. The reason, Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs, which have sent global markets, including that of oil, into a free fall. To add to the misery, China, the world's second largest, measures to target Washington. The current actions of USA, which applied a base tariff of 10% and also the reciprocal tariff on all countries, has indirectly impacted oil demand. It seems that USA seems to be the biggest importer of crude oil or processed oil products, of many countries. Lower oil price is a boon to India as well, as it will now be able to import cheaper oil and also it may be also improve its overall exports as well. New Delhi, Russia, whose economy is heavily dependent on oil, energy, and mineral exports to the world, continue to plummet the way they are currently. Moscow has sounded the alarm as oil prices dropped to as low as 60 per barrel on Monday. Russia's Urals oil dipped further, nearly reaching 50 per barrel as the oil markets faced extreme turbulence. The reason, Donald Trump's, including that of oil, into a free fall. To add to the misery, China, the world's second largest economy, also announced retaliatory measures to target Washington. The oil and gas sector is the largest contributor of cash flow in the Russian federal budget. Fell by more than 17% compared to the same month a year ago. This is before April's unending downward spiral after Trump's tariff order. Responding to a question on falling oil prices and its impact on the Russian economy, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, "Of course, our authorities are very closely monitoring the situation, which is currently extremely turbulent, tense, and emotionally charged. We aim to take measures in order to minimize the consequences of this economic storm." According to a Bloomberg report, on Friday, Rattled at Primorsk, a port in the Baltic Sea. It fell even further on Monday, inching its way towards the 50 per barrel mark. The oil price drop will work wonders for both India and the USA. For India, it will improve the overall balance of payments as well. Prices continue for at least 1 year, Russia may be forced into stopping the war, even if it is for a short period of time. The war may not stop immediately, however in about a year's time Russia may face revenue hit due to oil price. Trillions of dollars have been lost across globe, seriously concerned of a possible recession in the making. WTI crude or Texas crude, which is the U.S. benchmark for American oil, is also at a low of 60 per barrel, while the Brent crude prices internationally fell to 64 per barrel. Meanwhile, President Trump prices are down. There is no inflation. He also outrightly rejected economists' concerns of a possible recession. In a post on his social media platform Truth Social, President Trump wrote, "Oil prices are down, interest rates are down, the slow-moving Fed should cut rates, inflation, and the long-time abused USA is bringing in billions of dollars a week from the abusing countries on tariffs that are already in place." He then singled out China, saying it is them who really are to blame, along with past leaders in the US, who allowed for this to happen. On track that the biggest abuser of them all, China, whose markets are crashing, just raised its tariffs by 34%, on top of its long-term ridiculously high tariffs plus, not acknowledging my warning for abusing countries not to retaliate. They've made enough, for decades. Our past leaders are to blame for allowing this, and so much else, to happen to our country. Make America great again. Donald Trump had on Wednesday U.S. time zone, announced reciprocal tariffs on nations that tariff the U.S., in addition to a 10%. Global stock markets are experiencing an irrecoverable free fall, as are the oil or crude markets, as well as commodities markets. Markets will stabilize by the end of this year, Many countries will also negotiate with USA with regards to tariff and trade, and balance of payments should improve. Benefits the most out of this. If the trade war between USA and China continues, the exports for China will drop, and this will impact the inflow of FIIs in China. With India's steady internal growth, the inflow of funds will push the overall market